Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting and very inspiring episode of the Nollywood Conversation with
Oh
Kingsley
God,
Omoefe.
this
As
is
usual, we will diving into the nitty gritty and the core information that we need to give to you in everything that we do, especially when it has to do with the information that everybody deserves and everybody needs to know when it has to do with Nollywood acting, the business of Nollywood, and all that. Once again, welcome to Nollywood Conversation with Kingsley Omoefe. Today, we'll be talking about uh, common acting mistakes that beginner actors make. Right, acting mistakes that beginners make, and how they can avoid them. So last week it's actually a continuation of what we had last week. Last week we talked about acting for beginners, how you can do well as an actor, how you can come into the industry, how you can progress from somebody who didn't have any experience to somebody who becomes a star, somebody who is great. So today we're going to dive in straight to the mistakes that beginners do, when they come into this industry or when they're about to grow from one level to the other. Well, as usual, we have our specialist in the house, the Mr. Information, somebody who is well grounded in this field. He's an actor, a filmmaker, and an acting coach. Of course, we all know him. He's not a visitor to this house. For those of you in the community who know the conversation, you know that uh, our guest, Mr. Peter Armand Boyo, is one special person that's always close to us in this conversation. Mr. Armand Boyo, welcome to the conversation today again.
Thank you very much, Kingsley. I am so happy to be here. And today everything is working perfectly. So I'm
Right.
happy.
Right. So, like I said, this is a continuation of what we had last week, where we talked about acting for beginners, how they can come to this industry, what they need to do, and all that. So this is like an offshoot of a lot of questions that we had from last week, where people were asking about the kind of mistakes and all that they do. First, let's just go. Let's do a bit of recap of last week, which I've said that we said to them that they should train themselves, they should network, they should do and of course go to acting school and a lot and all that. So for those of you who didn't join the last week, you can go online, you can the video is still there, you
Sorry.
can see the conversation there. It's very, very important and all that. So let's dive in straight. Our guest, Mr. Peter Armand Boyo, is well seated and ready for us now. It's gonna be hot. So all of you, my community, my special community, the special people in the community, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you guys always. You know how we do, how the drill goes. Just say hi to us, put your comment, ask your questions. We'll take every comment and every question. So it's very, very important that you put up your posts. First, we have Miriam. If you keep up the good work, sorry up. Mary, thank you for joining us. You know, I love you. Thank you very much for coming and trying for keeping up with the
Hi,
conversation.
Mary.
Uh, so put up your comments, your questions. We're ready to take them and all that. Okay, let's dive in straight. I will not have much time today. I know it's going to be a bit hot today. From experience, let's talk about the common mistakes that people do at beginning actor or beginners. What's the number one mistake that most beginners make in acting?
Hmm, that's a tough one. But I think the number one mistake is that they don't need any training. They don't need any work or research or anything. They just believe that I can act. So boom, they're in front of a camera or on stage. And then when they get there, they find out that it's very different from acting at home or in your backyard. Because if you're acting for film, for instance, it's very technical. As regardless of the arts or of the actions that you do, you also have to know your cues, your P's and Q's. You have to know camera angles. You have to know when they call shots. You have to know when they're blocking. You have to know your lines, definitely. And you have to be able to interact. And you have to know what the lingo is like when you say we're on set, when they say we're shooting, when they say action. So there's a lot of training that you need to have. And also, you need to do your research because it's very different out there in the real world. If you're acting on stage, for instance, do you know stage left, stage right, your P's, your Q's? Do you know how to react to an audience? Do you know your pauses? So there's a lot that goes into acting. It's not just I can act and you think your talent. Talent is only 5%. The rest is networking, like we said, learning your craft, research, and there's training is very important. You can self-train or you can use what do you call now? Formal training. So I think that's one of the biggest mistakes is that I can act, I'll just go out there and act. Doesn't work that way. And then there's the business of acting. Remember, we talked about that.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Armand. Let's look at quite a lot of people think most of the mistakes that some of them think that they just want to memorize lines. You know,
Yes.
it's one major thing that they also want to. Can we want to speak to that? They just feel
Yeah,
like when they just memorize the lines.
that's that's why I always say everyone can act, but can you act? You can learn lines, but you don't know your character. You don't know your character's relationship to other characters. You don't even know how to deliver your lines. You're just reciting a poem. And if you get stuck in the middle, you can't continue because you've memorized it from A to Z. So memorizing lines is good because you know your lines, but you also have to be believable as that character because what an actor does is interpret that character and bring that character to life. You're like a pregnant woman bringing a baby into this world. So, as an actor, you're bringing that character into this world and making us believe that that character is who he or she is. So, if you
Right.
memorize lines, you're just reciting a poem or reciting the timetable. You're not giving us the character.
What we want to have.
Yes. If the director says cut, I like that line in the middle. Can you start from there? Are you able to start from there? Or you have to go back in your brain and think? And then how do you react to other actors? If an actor ad libs or improvises and says something, by now you should be able to know your relationship with that character you're in the scene with. If it's your father, how do you play your father? If your father is an abuser, how do you play to your father? If your father is a loving father, how do you play to your father? So there's a lot of things. And then memorizing lines and then not knowing what the stories are about because a lot of actors, I'm sorry to say, they memorize lines, but they don't know the story. You ask them the story and they're like, I say this and they say this. So you're just playing ping pong. And that's what separates a good actor from someone who's just acting.
Right. The community, NTZ TV, say good to be here. Good to have you here, NTZ TV. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, NTZ. Please increase your volume, Mr. P. I was going to say that. Please increase your volume a bit. Yeah, you're a bit low, so increase your.
Okay,
so
sorry. Can you hear me
this
better
P
now?
is Discovery TV. It's so reporting for you to go. Good evening, all. Good evening, History Discovery for TV. Thank you very much. We
Can you,
appreciate you guys. Know that Mr.
can you
Peter
hear
is
me
still
better?
here. See, so it's going to take on we're still on the conversation with Kingsley Omoefe. Please don't forget to subscribe. Uh, put your comments out there, and all that. We'll definitely going to take all the questions and all the comments. Thank you very much, Mr. Man.
Okay, can you hear me
Let's
better?
uh,
I forgot
not
to
too
put
much.
on my Sorry, let me put on my mic. Technical
Okay, please
problem.
go ahead. So while we wait for him to pick up, like let me talk to the community. For like I said, we can hear you loud and clear. Okay, for like I said, you can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, 1 second. Let me connect this. Ah, yeah, yes. Apologies. How do I connect this now without?
Okay, no, you're good. I think you're good. You're good.
Am I?
Yes, you're good. Yes.
Is this better now?
Yeah, it's better. We can. I think it was better. I think for like I just confirmed that I can hear you loud and clear. Maybe from my own point. You're good. You're good with that. So I think we
What
just
about?
continue.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Can
I think
you?
it was from my end. It was from my end that they can hear you loud and clear. Thank you very much.
Oh,
So one
okay.
other
You were
mistake that
hearing me
also,
before.
yes,
So,
yes, 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 right. So what we're still talking about the mistakes we were talking about at the beginning. One other mistake that I do is that about people overact to impress. You know, overacting is another issue that newcomers, beginners have. You want to speak to that?
okay. Now, overacting for those who don't know means like overacting your body language, you're shouting, you're
Mhm.
overacting. Sometimes the director can call for that, especially if you're doing comedy or
Right.
something. So
Mm-hmm.
they say overact because that's what the story. But
Overact.
if you're overacting because you think you want to impress the director or the audience, you're actually killing that character or that story or that performance because we can see that you're
Mm-hmm.
struggling to act. If something calls like a picture is worth 1,000 words, you can internalize and still get across the message. That's why I always go to Z World because they're very good in internalization and expressions. They overact, but there's a balance. They also internalize. So if it calls for overacting, yes, but don't think once they say action, you have to say, ah, yeah, yeah, ah.
I,
No.
I,
You know what we're talking about.
yeah, absolutely. Like they always tell us, less is more.
Less is
It's more
more,
about
yes.
it's more of about grounded performances. So that you
Thank you,
connect
yeah.
when you yeah, so you can connect better when you have a grounded performance. So we're advising you from here. Say less is more. Don't overact. Don't over
Don't
exaggerate.
unless they call you for it.
Let the call for it and all that. So there must be a call for that. Committee, let's go to the committee quickly. For like I said, I agree with you. I think she's talking about people thinking that they don't need any training. It's actually wrong. Yes, she's agreeing to you when you said people think they don't need training before they go into acting.
Uh,
Um,
they go here.
yeah, Toju Shobanjo, thank you. It's always good to be here. Thank you, Toju. Thank you
Ah,
for joining.
Tolu, yes. Thank you.
Told you is here. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, told you. So there's one other mistake they also make at the beginning, which basically is about lack of preparation. I think it's one key thing that we also need to expatiate on. These three key things that we'll talk about. We need to talk about this one, lack of preparation. Please, I want to speak to that too. About please go ahead.
Okay. Like everything in life, plan, plan. If you don't plan, you plan to fail. And it's just like
Yes.
an exam, or even if you're going out, you prepare. You take your bath, you put on your clothes. So if you're going to act, you must prepare. Research your character. If it's a particular type of character, you have to research. And then if it's language or whatever, you have to research your character. You have to prepare. Go in front of, if you're still new or if you're still a greenhorn, like we say, go in front of a
Mhm.
mirror and do different, act the same scenes, but in different ways to see. Because if your director calls, you might say, I don't like the way you're doing it. Do it this way. And you can't
Mhm.
perform. Then
Mhm.
also preparing, being on time, go to your set, know your lines. Nobody's waiting for you to start learning your lines on set, number one. Number two, nobody's going to be training you. It's not a training ground, it's a professional ground because your producer has hired like 30 crew members and you come there and you don't even know how to read a line. So preparation is very important, it's very key. And we can see it if you're not prepared because you will
Right.
mess up. I don't want to use
Yeah.
the F word. You will mess up, you will mess everybody up, you will mess the production up. So preparation is very, and then it makes you look good because you're prepared. You're like this.
Right.
Just because you have a script doesn't mean director is going to shoot scene one the first day. He might shoot the
First.
end. So if you don't know your script, or if you're not a veteran or experienced actor, he's shooting the end. And you
Mhm.
must have read the whole script to know how your character should play that end. Because there's a lot of elements involved. There have been relationships with other characters. There has been things that has happened to the character. So when you're playing the ensign, which is very important, you might be playing the ensign in day one. Mr. Omoefe is
Right.
directing, say, I'm at this location and we're going to shoot the climax of the
Of
movie.
this
You must be
of
on
the movie.
point. You
Right.
can't be flat. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And the community is getting hotter. Amy Willis, she's asking a question. How can one get into acting without studying theater art or media arts?
Sorry, 1 second. Sorry. Hello.
Yes.
Yes, the one next to it, next door. Sorry, my conversation is going on YouTube. The middle gate. Okay. Yeah, knock on it. Sorry, everyone. I apologize. That was a phone
No
call.
problem.
Um,
Right.
so should one? What was the question again?
Okay, so she's
How can
Esther
one get
asking
into acting
acting
without
without
studying
studying
theater?
yes or media arts.
Remember, I said at the beginning that
Right.
talent is one, but you
Mm,
can study by yourself or you can have formal studying. So theater arts and studying with a coach, that is formal studying, like formal
study, yeah.
training. You can still train by yourself. What you're doing
Right.
now, this is the best training because you have Mr. Kingsley, you have me. We are professionals, we're experienced. So this is a form of training, definitely. So this
Right.
is one. You're not paying us. You're not going into any class. Well, this is this is a classroom. So you're studying. Then
Studying right.
yes, so you can do that. You can. And I don't like when people use the term. How can I get into acting? Do you get
That's
into law? Do you get into medicine? No. How can I get into? So that's language. We have to change it for Esther. So, but anyway, so you can get in without
right.
formal training. Just
My
do
train.
your research yourself, study yourself, teach yourself. Remember, I said the mirror is the best thing, and everyone has their phone. Phone is
Right.
very good trainer.
Right.
Video yourself, see what you're
Mm-hmm.
doing, then watch it and see, am I doing it? Am I convincing myself as this character? Then also turn off the volume of your phone after you video yourself and watch. Is your performance flat, or can
Mm-hmm.
someone tell what you're doing by looking at you in a silent mode? So those are little tricks that you can do. And yes, you can get into acting without
Studying
studying
theater.
theater and media arts.
Okay, so let me just add a little to what they just said. You can take acting class. We cite this one over and over again. You can take acting classes and workshops. You know, you don't have to study a degree. In fact, a lot of many successful actors today do not actually study theater art or
Mm-hmm.
but they have some form of formal training. You know, maybe when they came in at the beginning, they might not have
Yes,
had this training, but they don't know, they don't saw a reason for them to have that training. So our advice that you do some your training media classes, attend film festivals. Of course, network is very important too. As part of
very. We can't even preach it enough.
yes,
You've
you
been
know,
preaching it almost in every show.
every show we talked about network is very important. Of course, we always talk about you get also starting small. You don't have to start that big if you don't have the wherewithal or the resources to do that. You can start small. You can join you can audition for stage plays, right? You can audition for web series, student films, and even community theater and all that, right? You can even you can just go for auditions and just for the fun of it that people will just so that you can have a bit of experience and all that. Of course, man, you can intern, right? You can intern
Yes,
also, you can intern, you can go on location and just see how they do things, you know. A lot of people within the Yoruba industry do a lot of that. You know, they have a lot of, they intern a lot within their industry. So it's a good thing that you do. Of course, try like Mr. Peter also said, try record yourself on your phone, video yourself, record yourself, and see how it will go. So it's very important that you have that. Okay, I'll be able to answer that question, Esther. Um, okay, history is coming says taking notes already. Of course, you should take notes. This is class. This is a classroom.
yes,
This is a formal training, so take note. Hanniscraft said, "Good to be here. Good to have you, Hanniscraft. Thank you for joining us." Olamide Adekoya. Well, I mean, thank you. Say, well done. You're doing well. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining the community. Ah, Jelio, thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Jelio, good to have you. Jelio says so true. So it's concurring to what you said. Thank you, Jelio, for joining us. And Katie Feck says, don't just act, become it, own the role. Absolutely, right?
Yes, yes.
Don't just act, become it. Own the role. That's that. In fact, that is the exact word to use. Thank you, Katie, for that. It's very important that people understand that. Okay. Mary says, I feel at times you might even plan and be prepared, but getting there, you may become nervous. At this point, what do you do? It's okay. It's a question. Which I think we can answer last week, but let's speak to it again. When you're nervous, what do you need to do when you plan and all that? I know you said the last time we've always maintained that as long as a human being, you must be nervous,
Yes.
no matter the level of trainer you have, because you're meeting new set of people, you are leaving your comfort zone to meet different people, different class from different places and different backgrounds. So it's very important that it's not you must. It's a must. There's a bit of nervous. Even me as a director, I get a bit nervous. Yes, a bit
It's
nervous
only
when
natural.
sometimes you're working with top actors, A-listers, and all that, and you're wondering, am I the one who's going to be in charge? So, Mary, yes, we become nervous. So, Peter, you want to speak to that? What do you do at that point in time when you're nervous?
Okay, it also depends on what makes you nervous. Are you nervous about performing? Are you nervous
Mm.
about meeting new folks? Or you're just nervous because you have butterflies? So, what you can do is do some relaxation exercises. And like I said last week, for you to even be going on that set, they already have confidence that you can handle it. So, that's just nerves, and we all have it. So, you have to find what works for you to calm yourself down.
Right.
And I know somebody said something about taking a shot. I don't advise you to take shots
Oh,
because
I don't encourage that.
uh
No way. Right.
or because you start depending on it and you
On
can't perform without taking a shot or something. I mean, you can do that when you're in a party, but if you start doing that, then you start depending on it. Then also, just find what works for you. If
it.
relaxation works for you, just relax. Know that
Well,
everybody is there doing the same thing, and everybody might be nervous too, meeting for the first time. So don't worry about it. Just be calm and just try.
right. So still with the community. Alice Crabbe say thank you. Thank you for we did answer our question very well for her. And Jalio is back. Jalio says, Mr. Omoefe, I noticed that most people that study theater arts in school don't understand much about practical screen acting. Well, of course, there's a difference between stage
Between
acting.
theater.
So most of the time, when people transit from stage acting to screen acting, we basically have to train them. So most of the time, we tell them we unlearn them from that their stagey thing and all that. So most of the time we ask them to do a bit of training. So it's very, very important that if you are you're a stage person, that's your background, you do a bit of screen train on screen, on screen acting, right? So you can understand camera angles and all. You don't over exaggerate things. You don't have to be bothering about whether you are back in the camera or back in the stage or back in the audience and all that. The camera is always in front of you and all that. So I don't know if you want to speak to that, Peter.
Yes, because stage is very different. I mean, stage has evolved because I was in London last year and I went to see David Oye. Is it David Oyelawale in a show? And
Yellow.
the staging was very technical and things were coming from up. The props were falling. Boom. So if you don't know what you're doing, to fall on your head, and then they were using a screen as well, acting to the screen. So that's different. But when you're acting for film too, you have to know the technical ins and outs. So,
Yeah.
yes, they don't understand much about screen acting, but you have to learn it. And then when there's special effects, you're acting in front of what we call chroma or green scene. It's a very
Yeah.
different ball game. When you're acting with props that turn like CGI. You might be acting
Mm.
with a stick, but when it comes, it's going to be a cartoon character. So there's a lot of technical things that you have to learn. And of course, we said training. So if you are coming to a set and it's a technical set, normally they should give you like a week training so you understand. When they do CGI, they put all these spots on your um like your body to know where the tracking. Okay, I'm getting technical, but you
Yes,
understand points. So there's a lot of training that you have to do when you're acting stunts. There's
yes,
stunts choreography like Jay Leo does. So
yes.
there's also training. There's always training. Like I say, you never stop training.
Right, right. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Man. We are to go to say, well done, sir. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. I told you saying that it's advisable to always think out of the box and then research how the roles can be switched. Yeah, if I get it correct, yes, it's very important that you think out of. In fact, I got a new one yesterday. Stay out of the box.
And
Don't just, don't just think out of the box. Stay out of the box. You
and
know,
I have one too.
right, right.
Mine is there is no box.
There is no box. So it's very important that we have understand because most of the time when we have um this theory, these theorems and all these policies, we tend to put ourselves in that cocoon, you know. But
Yes.
think about time we start now understand that there's no box. You are outside the box. There's even no, there's nothing. You are the only one that is preventing yourself from exploring, from growing. So you need to be out
Please,
of the
thank
box,
you.
right?
Please, guys,
You know,
listen to
so
that. You're the only one that's preventing yourself.
yourself from growing, right? Thank you. So yes, you can switch your roles when you are prepared. You know, when you are very prepared. Thank you, Tunj, for that. And Julio says, well done, Mr. Peter. How can I improve my acting skills? You're already a very good actor, but let me answer for Mr. Peter. He
Okay.
has said it over and over again. Go for training, right? Do more. You have your mirror, you know. Look at you play with your mirror, play with your people. Right, of course, look at what you've done before. Yeah, go back to your what you've done on screen. For if you feel you're not comfortable with it and all that, you try to readjust and all that. But of course, do some bit of training. Um, Hire a coach if you can afford that and all that. Okay, let me
And
give me a
then,
minute.
sorry, let me add
Go
this.
back.
Remember, I said my best teacher is Z World. Watch
Yeah,
Z World. People
right,
say Z World is mad, but they have the best acting skills. They know camera angles. They know
right.
how to react to camera. You don't have to follow the story. Watch them. It's a very good training ground. They know reactions. They know you can turn the volume off and understand the story from beginning to end. Watch
Absolutely.
other countries how they act. So that's your. And then one thing you said:
Mm,
practice, practice,
right.
practice.
Thank you very much. I hope you got that, Leo. And Life Story says, "My daddy is giving you flowers." Life Story, can you tell us your name? Life Story is calling you my daddy. He's giving you flowers. The MTZ TV says, "Good stuff." This definitely it goes. I say this is definitely a film class. Absolutely, this is a film class. We're going to start issuing certificate very soon, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
You know, Katie Frank says, I think getting familiar with people on set reduces nervousness. Yes, Katie, absolutely. You know, I most of the time just get used to people. Look for someone that you can just parley with, be friendly with, and all that. That will help to reduce your being nervous. Okay, let's move ahead. The community is very, very hot right now, but let's move ahead. We'll take your comments, your questions. We're here to take part in conversation.
Let me add. Let me add something. When you say getting familiar with people on the set reduces nervousness, yes, it does. Because every time there's a new production, there's new people. But
Right,
sometimes you start seeing getting familiar with people on different sets. So that
right.
also helps to what you were saying is pally up with someone. You might be on the next set with that person and you feel immediately you come in 12 strange people and you say, oh, we were on the set together. You
Right,
get comfortable. Yes.
right. Thank you very much. Um, let's go. We are okay. Let me just take this one before we go to next set of questions. We are saying reacting monologues from movies, plays, and even TikTok skit help. Yes, of course.
Very
You
well.
know, yes. Please, you want to speak to that?
Yes, that's why I said your phone is your best teacher because it's always in your hand 24 hours a day. Or even when you're sleeping, some people hold their phones and they wake up and they watch Netflix or TikTok or Instagram or something. Yes, so if you see something you like, record it and then rehearse it and see if you can do it in two or three different ways. Like when I teach my acting class, I give you one script and I say, act it in a certain way. Act it like a sad person. Act it like a happy person. Act it like someone who is very troubled. Or I say
Mm,
internalizing. Don't say a word, but tell me the story. So yes, you can do that very well.
right. History Discovery says, "Thank you, Mr. P and Mr. K. We appreciate
Yeah, we have new names, Mr. P and Mr. K.
we appreciate it. Okay, so let's go to auditions and performance pitfalls, right? Um, red flag in auditions, right? What are those red flags that they should stay away from in audition, right? Why do many beginners struggle during auditions or at casting sessions?
Number one, they come with this mindset that they don't have connections, so they're not going to get the part. So they're just wasting their time. But let them just come, let them just try. We've been preaching this. Audition may not get you the role because you're not the right fit. Doesn't mean you're a bad actor. It's just not what they're looking for. For instance, if they're looking for someone who's 6'3" and you're 5'1", there is no way in hell you're getting that part. So,
Right.
but when you come to audition, you network and you give a good performance and your casting director might recommend you for something else or remember you in a year's time. Another red flag is when you come in, you already have a bad attitude.
Mm.
Trust me, from the
Yes.
person taking the names to the casting director, they're
Yes.
watching. Person
Right.
taking names, if you're nasty to them, they would even cross your name out and you'll be there, everybody be auditioning.
Yeah.
So don't have a bad attitude because you're going to give problem on set. So we're like, we don't have time for this one." Another red flag is too much talking and
Right.
gossiping. Oh, don't these people, they won't pick you. They already have who they're picking, blah, 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 blah. That's another red flag. I think there's
Right.
some other ones too. You're not
Oh,
prepared. They give you something to read, you can't read it or you don't understand how to interpret it. They give you cold reading. Cold reading means they give you the paper and say, you have 2 minutes. Give me
yes.
your. So there's so many things.
Right. So
I don't know what you want to add.
so some these actors when they come for auditions, they have this um overcome they overconfidence. Yeah, there's this issue of overconfidence. You want to speak to that?
Um, overconfidence. Overconfidence is good, but it's not good because already your body language is showing that you think you know
Absolutely.
too much. And trust me, you might not even know what you're doing because you're not doing what they say. You're doing what you think is right. And
Right.
you're not there to do what you want. You're there to do what the casting director is looking for or what the script is looking for. So if they
Before.
give you a direction, you follow it and you do it how they want it because whatever you do is going to be in sync with other actors. So you can't say, I want to act this a certain way while they want everyone to act a certain way. So now
Mhm.
you're messing up the synchronization. It's not going to work. So if you're an over savvy person or overconfident,
Mhm.
bring it down. Do what they ask you to do. Don't do what you think is right.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. So let's talk about people who come and give excuses. Say, it was the rain, there was traffic and all that. Let's speak to that. I think that's on that red flag. That's one issue a lot of people always talk about.
Unless there's a natural disaster or a family emergency, God forbid,
Right.
show must go on. Nobody cares
Oh,
if it's raining or the show must go on, especially if you're in an audition and you have a number and it's called and you're not there. One
mm,
chance and that's it. So
that's it.
nobody cares if your leg is hurting you or if your ear is paining you, keep that outside the door. Go there, do your work, because it affects a whole food chain. Casting director, director, producer, production manager, other actors. So keep all that to yourself. Not that we
Right.
don't care, but the show must go on. The show has
So,
priority
absolutely,
over its rain.
absolutely.
And if it's raining, are you going to melt? You're not salt.
Yeah.
So
In fact, if you come to an audition all soaked up out of the rain, and in fact, first you have the director of the cast. Oh, for doing this already, we're giving you a good
yes,
score, 50% or 10% of your score already. So it shows that you are ready to put in your best. When you're finally were picked. So it's very important. You, no matter what, make sure you get there and get them in good time, right?
there
Okay.
was a series we had, and I think there was some young lady that came all the way from the east, and the role was paying like maybe 10,000 naira. But she came all the way from the east
Wait,
to
yeah,
Lagos because she
yes,
wanted to be in that
that
production.
project,
And
yes.
because of that and her dedication, she got like a leading role. So don't ever underestimate yourself and say, twin.
Okay, let's also look at looks and your presentation as an actor when you come for auditions. Does it matter?
It matters very well because first impressions always matter. And you don't have to wear like a three-piece suit or your best wedding outfit. No, just be clean.
Mhm.
Don't have body odor.
Mm.
Don't don't be, unless you're coming for a particular character, a homeless person, then you can come in character and dress like that. But if you're coming just as a normal, when I say normal, as yourself, be
Yourself, yeah.
presentable. Wear a clean shirt or blouse, wear whatever, but be presentable and smell good. And
Right.
comb your hair, or if you have locks, make it neat. Don't look like someone that they just dragged off the street, because it all
Absolutely.
matters.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. P. Let's go to the community very quickly. Black Queen Africa. Thank you very much. She says,
Ah,
well
know
done.
me. Special shout out to Black Queen Africa. She's from Festac, the Festac Wood coordinator. Thank you so much for coming. She knows a lot about movies and
Thank you very
production.
much.
I think we should have her here one day. No, me, I'm putting you on the spot.
Right. We're going to have you very soon on the show. Thank you very much for joining us. Uh, she says this simply is very, very informative. Hope people will learn from it. Of course, the community they're learning, we have a lot of people in this community, even if they're not online right now, they usually go back to work. But thank you very much for that. We appreciate you, Black in Africa. I look forward to seeing you very soon on the show and in Ghana too. Thank you very much for joining us. Good stuff. Thank you very much. History is gravity. It's a very, very informative. Absolutely. I think you're concurring with what Black Queen Africans have just said. Omoumi Olenga says, thank you for joining us, Omoumi. God bless you. Says, lot of good information. I learned a lot. Thank you. So we want to, that's a kind of response, the kind of want to get that people are getting information and learning. Thank you very much. Um, Katie Feck says your dressing is a red flag. Absolutely. When you don't dress well for the part, it's a red flag. Then try to bribe to get a role, red flag. Absolutely. People do that, right? But but sometimes it might help. But I'm not saying bribing is a good thing. But I mean, when you buy a bottle of soft drink and give to the gate man, they will allow you to come into this space. Thank you very much, Kim. We appreciate you, appreciate everybody. Thank you very much. Um, let's quickly move into to the next set of questions. Do beginners focus too much on fame instead of training?
I think, well, I wouldn't say beginners. I think a lot of people focus on fame. So, what are you getting into acting for? Is it for fame? Is it for passion? Is it for money? Is it for recognition? Is it for the perks? So, your reason for getting into acting is what will push you and determine your your sustenance and your longevity. So if you are coming for fame, fame is good, but it can last only 2-3 minutes because trust me, if you are famous and you have no talent, they will forget you like that. So fame is good, yes. It has its good parts, but I think a lot of people are glamorized by what they see on social media or TV, but not everything you see is 100% real. So also beware of that.
Right.
So know what you're getting yourself into. And with
Right.
fame also comes the negative side. Now you can't go to the toilet without everyone knowing that you've gone to the toilet, if you know what I mean. So know before you before you're famous, know that there's a mental health that goes with it.
Right. Okay. So let's look at the community says Esther Emiwole says very educative. Thank you. We give you a thumbs up. Thank you very much, Esther. Samuel Jonathan Atumba is one of our top director of photography in this industry in Africa. He's shot some of the best and the biggest projects. Thank you for joining us,
Thank you,
Atumba.
Samuel.
Someone says seeing unfamiliar types of equipment causes them to mistake or forget line. Absolutely. So it's speaking that's on that angle, right? Amen. You want to speak
Yes,
to
we
that?
said it. Remember, we
Right.
said at the beginning, we said the technical parts of acting. If you are
Yeah.
acting in front of chroma, some people don't even have a clue what that means. First
Yes.
of all, you can't wear green because
Right.
you're going to be invisible. And then you have to know your points. You have to know what you're doing. And then some people, when they see the big camera, they just freak out.
Cameras. You freak out and all that,
So, and then there's all kinds of equipment. There's lighting. There's body mics. There's technical equipment.
Mhm.
What So they get confused. If there's a track on the floor, you don't want an actor to go walk over it or fall. So there's a lot of things and equipments right now that if you don't study or when you go
Yes.
on set, you can ask the DOP, what's this or what's
Absolutely.
that. It makes
Absolutely.
them forget their lines because they're mesmerized and
Yes.
confused.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's very important that's what we always talk about training, right? Most of the time, when I'm directing, when I notice some of these things with some of these young actors, I debrief them, make sure they understand what's happening and all that. Because very important that they also need to be familiar with some of these things. Some of like Samajuna, like Otumba says, it makes them very nervous, right? They can have do a lot of mistakes. They can have mistakes and miss their lines and all that. So it's very important. We also, as directors, as filmmakers, we also need to educate them, try to make them understand some of this equipment and all that. Some might just freak out, especially this new world of new age of mental, you know your people. So well, anyway, going forward. I got a question offline, and so I've taken some of these questions are actually offline questions. Uh, Thank you very much, my community. Please, we appreciate you guys. Thank you. Please don't forget to subscribe and please put your comment right there and share to other people so they can understand. And also tell them about this show. This is called the Nollywood Conversation with Kingsley Omoefe, and we have uh, our special guest, a supporter of the house, of course, the head, the support pillar for the conversation, Mr. Peter Armand Boyo. Thank you very much, Mr. Armand
Thank
Boyo.
you.
Always a pleasure to have you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so I got this question offline. It says, is networking underrated by new actors?
Yes, because they don't understand it. Why I say that, not because they're dumb or they don't have sense, but they
Mm,
don't understand the power of networking in our industry. Yes, we say you shouldn't you should put yourself out there, but networking is like maybe 70% of what you're doing. Because if you're not out there, nobody's going to see you. I always say nobody's coming to your house to knock on your door. So
right.
by going for auditions or going to events or talking to people, you're networking because you are telling yourself about yourself to someone, and that person might remember you and recommend you to someone, or they might have someone's number or some information or something. They might say, "Oh, there's a movie shooting and they need someone like you. Why don't you come call the producer
Mhm.
and speak to them?" Or they might be on set and somebody doesn't show up and they say, "Oh, I need someone now, a female or a male that looks like this." They say, "Oh, I know this person." They might call you. And also, casting directors or producers, they always discuss. They might recommend to each other. So networking is very important. And then you know what's happening in the industry, even in the music industry. You go for industry night or the acting industry, you go to auditions, you go to parties, you go to events, you go on other people's sets. So
Right.
networking is very, very powerful and important.
Very important. This period has been a lot of events, tons and tons of events. So for if you are particular about growing your skill, growing your trade, growing your network, your net worth, this is a good time for you. I think almost every week till the end of the year, there are events, that you can tap into and network all the way. Africa is coming after AFCM, African African Film and Cinema Content Market coming up. Nancy just got out of the way. African
Yes.
Film Cinema Market is there. A lot still coming along the line. So make yourself available, attend it. Make sure you're ready. Take your pen, take your notebook, take note, be ready to connect with people, network with people and all that. So very important you have this at the back of your mind. Thank you very much, Tipi. So how do most a lot of people have wrong expectation most of the time, right?
Hmm.
And I think it's not a good thing, but let's speak to it. How do wrong expectations, right, ruin early acting career?
First of all, some people, some not all, have unrealistic expectations.
Right,
Um, your first acting job can blow you to the like kingdom come, and you just
right.
become the biggest A-lister.
Mm,
Or your first acting role sizzle out and nobody ever calls you again. So
mm,
there's always that chance of, you know, blowing or not blowing. But it doesn't mean that you're bad. It just means that you were at the right place at the right time. So don't expect that because you've done one movie, they're going to be calling you for all the roles. It doesn't work like that. If you don't put yourself out there, you don't network, you might be forgotten after your first role. It might be your first and your last. So
mm.
have realistic goals and expectations, and don't think that they're going to pay you 25 million thousand naira just like that. You
It's
have to
like,
work up to it. And
mm-hmm,
the money doesn't come just like that. People in the industry, they do other things. They do endorsements, they do appearances, they do shows. So that's why I say whatever you see on social media, know what it's about before you think, if I just go into acting now, I'm going to be so rich, or
mm,
I'm going to be the A-lister, or everybody's going to be calling me. It doesn't work like that. Have
right,
realistic goals and know what you're seeing and understand it.
right. So let us tie to the next question because this is what I want to ask. So what should an actor stop doing for them to have long term successes in their careers?
What should they stop doing?
Yes, because we've
They-
spoken about so many mistakes that they do at the beginning. So what should they stop? This is stop now. Stop. Not that
well,
cut it out.
I don't know what they should stop. Okay, they should stop thinking that one role is going to make or break them, and they should stop being stereotypes. That is very important. Show
Right.
your range. Don't always accept the same type of roles. In the
Mm,
beginning, yes, you can accept roles because you need to be out there, but don't always be a doctor, because now you're typecast. So try to get away from that. Try to expose yourself and have challenging roles, and then
right.
stop that unrealistic goal of I'm going to blow now. Everybody's going to be calling me. All those things. So there's a lot of things to stop. I know what you should do, but try to stop now. Try to think backwards
Right. So
and
right.
and stop believing that you don't need to network.
Exactly.
or audition.
Right. For a role. Yeah, most people said, I don't need audition, and just give me the role and let me just go. Please stop it. Even the bigger actors still go for readings and all that.
Yes.
We need to speak about that before. So it's very important you look at that. Okay. My beloved community, I hope you guys are listening. Please, we need your comments, we need your questions and all that as we progress. As we round up quickly, we want to take your questions before, so we don't want to leave anybody out of this conversation. Uh, let's go quickly. Let's look at solutions now. As we round up and solutions and moves that we need to advise these beginners, these new actors or aspiring actors or upcoming actors. What are the practical steps that we should, because we've spoken a lot. Now let's put like in form of summary now. What are the practical steps that we should advise people, upcoming aspiring actors to take?
Number one, put yourself out there. See and be seen. See what's going on and be seen. Know what's going on and be known. Hear what's going on and be heard. And speak out. If you want to network, speak out. Don't be
Mm,
scared. I say no. You're not going to die if they say no. So speak out and say, "Oh, I'd like to get into your production. Collect. I got your number. Blah blah blah." Or you see somebody and you're scared. You
mm,
have to be bold, and
mm,
then also study, 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 study. Practice, practice, practice. Practice
mm.
your art because you might think it's silly or stupid acting in front of a mirror, but trust me, when you get in front of that camera, especially if you don't have experience, you will mess up because you don't even know what you look like, what your expression looks like.
Right.
Practice expressions, practice taking lines in different ways, practice modulation, using your voice to say different things, like, practice different ways of speaking. Practice, practice, practice.
Mm. Yeah. So of course, like we always say, it's not enough to emphasize. It's better to we are emphasizing all this information so that it will stick to you, so it will help you going forward. So one of them again is take workshop, take classes, offline, online, to sharpen your skills. Very important that you have that. That's one major practical step that Mr. P. Might be saying right from day one. Take classes, online or offline. Very important and all that. You talk about record yourself, self tape. Record yourself. Talk about mirror and all that. These are practical steps that he's talked about and all. So it's very important that we have that at the back of our mind. One thing
And
that we
also, yeah,
Yes,
go.
please go ahead, sir.
No,
Go
I was
ahead.
just going to add. Also, try and get into any production. Doesn't matter. Sometimes you just need that practice and experience, practicing in front of a camera, or even your church play or whatever. You're stimulating your brain to
Right,
know how to react. And live performance is very good because you know how the audience is reacting to you and feeding you. So
right.
try to
So
do as much productions as you can.
also, don't just subscribe to Netflix or Amazon Prime or African Magic for the fun of it. Watch tons of movies that will help you to grow. Movies, watch a lot, and of course, when you watch these movies, be able to just pick up one particular great performance, study some great performances. Maybe you see somebody that did very well and all that. Just take that clip. You can record it somehow, and keep and study that performance. It will resonate with you. It's going to stay with you for a long time and will help you grow and all. So,
That's a
I don't,
very good practice technique. You're just teaching them now.
right.
Very good way. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So we kind of emphasize all this information. It's very important that we have that. So the community. Is anybody up there right now? Okay. Let's go forward. Well, I think it's still part. This whole question, this offline question, is still part of what we will be talking about. So, how important are workshops, short film, and online content for growth?
How
Mm.
what?
How important are workshops, short films, and online content for growth?
Oh, we spoke about that. Very
Yes,
important.
very
No
important.
knowledge is wasted. No knowledge is wasted.
Right. So it's very important that we have that at back of our mind. No, not invested. No matter the experience, it's very important that it will help you, no matter how this experience is. Okay. Um, as we round up, let's talk about survival tips now. If you have to give between 3 or 5 survival tips for beginners, what would they be?
Survival tips.
Yes.
Very, very, very important. Come closer, people. Be
Um,
thick, very thick skinned. What do I
right,
mean by thick skinned? Don't let rejection send you to a mental institution.
right.
For every 100 rejections, one will be good. So be very thick skinned. That's a very good survival technique. Try not to let things mess you up. Number two, um, just be persistent and persevere. And one day you get that big break. Keep doing what you're doing. Believe in yourself. You will get it. Don't worry. If you're good, it will show on screen. What else? Survival tip. Trying to think.
Yeah.
Survival tip. It's kind of just put yourself out there.
Mhm,
Don't lose hope. Don't lose faith.
mhm.
If passion drives you, do it. If fame drives you, if money drives you, but don't give up. Don't give up.
Right. Okay.
Focus.
Okay. For me, I'll also say to add to what you said. I advise that they stay consistent. Be consistent what you're doing. You know, be consistent. Let's not overflog that. We've spoken about that in almost all our episodes. So be consistent and all that. Keep auditioning, keep learning and all that. Number two, build a portfolio for yourself. Headshots, short clips, show reels, and all that. Build a
Ah,
portfolio.
yes, very important.
So I need for you to speak to that, Mr. P. On
Um, when you have a reel, for those who don't know what a reel is like your visual CV, kind of. So if
right.
you've done different jobs, you put them like little clips
Mhm.
or even pictures. You can do like a video reel of. Please
Okay.
don't let it be more than 90 seconds because people don't have time to be watching you for 5 minutes. One
Mhm.
minute, 90 seconds is perfect. Just put
Right.
little clips of your best work or your best pictures. Then have your portfolio of pictures, things in your CV that you've done so that that is your selling tool. Now, why I like Reels is because you can put it on YouTube or Vimeo or any of this, or even on Instagram. And when somebody calls you, just send them the link and they can see what you're doing. So that really is auditioning for you too. So
Right.
you're selling your market. Market yourself. Very, very important. You have to market yourself because if you don't have an agent, who's going to market you?
Mm, mm, mm. Very important. Let's go to the community quickly. History is called. Okay, yes. Thank you very much. Since thank you very much, I'm learning a lot. Thank you. We say thank you very much. MTZ TV says nice. I'm loving this class. So we're loving you too. Thank you very much for loving this class.
Thank you.
So we talked about headshots. How important is headshot also in this conversation?
A headshot.
Yes. How important is
Oh,
headshot?
very, it's very important
Right.
because that is your gateway. Because
Mhm.
first of all, your face is your gateway to
Absolutely.
anything. So when we look at your headshot, first of all, we're looking at what you look like before
Mm-hmm.
we even think about meeting you. So your headshot is your entryway. So when they say send your headshot, they just want to see what you look like, what your expression in that headshot is, your eyes, your nose, your body language. Because yes, you can tell a lot from just looking at the picture. So your
Yeah.
headshot is your CV, is your gateway, is your entry point, and is
Mhm.
what a producer will look at first before they
Mm.
even say, okay, I like this look. It works for what I'm looking for. Call this person. Very important. If you don't have a headshot, don't take your headshot inside your car, please, with seat belt. Be
You see that?
professional because that shows me that you're not a serious person. You're not
Right.
professional. If you
Right.
can't go to a photographer, stay in front of your phone like I'm doing now. And that's
Mhm.
a headshot, like your
Mhm.
passport, you
Mhm.
know. Show that you made the effort. Don't be in your car and send that as a headshot. That is not a headshot. That is irresponsibility and unprofessionalism. I'm sorry to say, but that's just it.
Yes, yes. That's to show that you're not prepared, you're not even ready for what you're going to. Because it's very important for us to also state here that you need to um, invest in yourself. We keep talking about you need to invest in yourself. So these are part of the investment that you need to invest in yourself. Um, Dress nice, have a good look, have a good haircut. If it locks, make sure you spend a bit of some money. So you need some of this thing to you need to invest in yourself for you to push this thing forward. It's very important we put that out there. You know, please if you can, like you said, make sure you take your headshot in a good studio. There are studio around your area that might not be too expensive. Just tell them what you want. If possible, take a screenshot of a good headshot from online, from the internet, from YouTube, for anywhere, and just show this is what I want to take and all that. You know, it's very important that you have a very good headshot. You know, because we're talking about building a portfolio, and this is what, like Mr. Peter said, this is your CV. This is your portfolio. This is what you need to people will see before they actually meet you first. So it's very important and all that. Thank you very much, sir. Ekpion J, thank you for joining us. Say great. Thank you, Ekpion. We appreciate
El
you.
Joe B.
Thank you very much. So, still talking about the tips. Let me also say something that's very important that people need that always on their way. Humility. You know, stay humble, be professional, and be easy to work with. You know,
Ah, yes.
yes,
Nobody wants problem on their
no
set.
problem and all that. Especially for those of us who do drama series, TV series, and all that. We have to be on location for a month, for 2 months, and all that. We don't need people who want to come give us problems and all that. So be humble, right? You know, if I read out the CV of Mr. Peter Armand Boyo, you know, but you can see it's very important that you know, but seriously, let's be humble. Humility is very, very key in all of this. I'll yield the floor for you to also speak to this, Mr. Man.
Um, why you should be humble is because trust me, if you inflate yourself, someone will deflate you. That's just it.
Mhm.
So, and then if you're not humble, be sure you can deliver to match your whatever you want to call it. So humility, of course, always gets you places more than being arrogant or on what's that word I'm looking for? Where people don't want to even work with you because you're
Always you,
just I don't
mhm.
want to be using curse words, but you know what
Always,
I mean.
you know,
So yes,
most of us
yeah,
are popular with pride and all that. You know.
pride, everything.
Yes. So sometimes you see when you're doing an audition and see some actors are just coming to the room and we're looking at the people, the panelists, and it's like, who be the people safe? They are the people and all that. You know, it's very important that you have be humble.
But they came there, right?
Yeah, yeah, and
So they
all that.
must want something.
You want something and all that. You know.
Yeah.
And we talk about being professional. You know, very important that you be very, very professional. Okay, it's very, very important that we have that at back of our mind. What else? What time is fast spent? We're about running up. Mr. Armand
I
Boyo,
think there's a
please.
comment, very important, Kathy
Yeah,
Fix.
okay. All right, right. Katie Fex, thank you. Thank I nearly missed that. Katie says respect, punctuality, keep learning their survival. Absolutely. I want you to speak to that with Mr. Armand Boyo.
I think
Respect,
she just said
punctuality,
it all. Respect, when you say respect, respect each other, but respect the industry, respect your
the
craft.
craft. Well,
Like saying you're acting because you don't have work to do. That's very disrespectful.
right,
So
right,
respect your industry.
right.
Punctuality, of course, we love that because time is money. Keep learning. Yes, yes, yes. We've been emphasizing it. And these are survival tips. Respect is very important, punctuality, and keep learning. Yes.
Very important to know that. One other thing that I also want people to also understand is that, you know, right, like you talked about punctuality, right? Um, don't be late for auditions. You know, go there in good time. be prepared for it and all that. Don't just feel that who did let me go to the audition at any point in time. Go there early, so that you can be well rested. You can meet people. You can mix up. You will be calm so that when you go into the room, you are giving your best. So it's very important that you have that at back of your mind.
Yes, and if you're casting a film, don't if they say call time is 7 a.m., don't start getting ready at 7:30 and asking, is anybody there yet?
Yes.
That's disrespectful and not punctual.
Right.
Show up at call time.
A lot of people does that all the time. They ask, who I put there here Tuesday and all that. So,
Yes.
Arosa TV, thank you for the tips. Thank you very much for joining Arosa TV.
Thank
MTZ
you.
TV as well, we don't know what you're laughing about. It's very important. Thank you very much for joining us. At this point in time, Mr. Armand, do you still have any other advice, any other your final parting word as we round up for today?
Oh, well, I don't say it's a final parting word, but I'm just saying take everything we've said today. I think you should rewatch it again because today's episode seems to be more like a training class.
Right.
So I think everything we've said today, you should rewatch it and learn from it and get ideas and tips. And just stay out there. Believe in yourself. Like I always say, you are special and you are unique and you have something to offer.
Hmm.
And we will see it. Trust me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Manboyo. So, in trying to recap, we talked about the mistakes and we gave you solutions, and we also give you long term growth strategies that can help you to stay in the industry. So, it's very important that you have this, you take all this note down. Even if you don't remember them, please go back. Let me not say
Mm.
rewind, but rewind, go back to the channel Kingsley Omoefe TV and watch this episode. Everything this is really loaded. I wish I was when I started as initially as an aspiring filmmaker, I got this kind of um, information, not the textbook one. I mean practical experience information. So you guys are lucky. Always stay tuned. Every Thursday we have different opportunities for you, different information and education that you need to take take home. All right. So please, while we end up, I have my final will say, don't just avoid mistakes. Okay, take both steps towards your acting dream, acting skills, acting dreams, and all that. Your dream of acting. You don't let mistakes hold you back. It's very important to know that. So
And
please go ahead.
and if you make a mistake, make it on purpose. Let us make something out of it. Don't
Uh,
get scared that you made a mistake. Make it work for you.
Thank you very much. I want to say a big thank you to the my all my community.
Thank
Mary,
you, everyone.
thank you very Mary. Thank you, MTZ, A Street Coffee. Thank you, Folake. Thank you, Toju. Thank you, Esther. Thank you, Hannes Craft. Thank you, Olamide. Thank you, J. Thank you very much. Katie Fex. Thank you. Thank you very much. Um, Uyai. Thank you very much. Esther, thank you. Samuel Otumba, thank you very much. I appreciate everybody. Eprion, thank you very much. Eprion just popped in one quickly. I don't know if we have time to take that. Okay, let me just read it quickly. Eprion, this say, Mr. Peterson, not like I'm against it, but do you feel CV are still very much valued in industry in this era and time? Or the industry head look out for no or the industry heads look out for a lot more. Okay.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier on, so you need to go and watch it from the beginning because we talked about your visual digital CV, which is your reel and your pictures and your collages. So yes, it's a typed CV to me is useless because anybody can type anything and say anything. But when you have that visual CV, we're seeing what you've done, we're seeing your performances, we're seeing your pictures, we're seeing everything visually. We know you really did it.
Right.
So when you say CV, mean the typed one,
Mhm.
they can say they've acted in California. And,
Oh, yeah. Right.
yeah. So
Good.
it's
So
it's not it's not as important as you also said have a portfolio. So have a portfolio. That is
right.
what they look at.
Okay, so
All right.
yes, it's also the second part of the question. Say, do okay. I think what he's saying at the second part is, do casting directors or director look out for more apart from just the CVs
That
and all?
yeah, that's what I just said. That you
Yes,
should have your
right.
portfolio and your
Right. Okay, it's very important. We talk about looks, talk about your attitude, talk about punctuality, talk about so there's a lot I would look at. You know, okay. Right. Thank you
all
for
right.
oh, okay, sure, I'll do that. Please do it, Epion. It's very important. It will help you to grow. So that next time when we come on board, you tell us that this you did put to practice what Mr. Manboyo talked about, or talked about the conversation, and it worked for you. Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank
Manboyo.
you. Black Queen Africa. Thank you.
Queen Africa, absolutely. Queen Africa, how did I miss that? Queen Africa, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you. We look forward to having you on the conversation very soon. I know you are busy with the first thing
Yes,
right
sir.
now, but once you are ready, we are ready. Thank you very much, Mr. Manboy. What's
Thank you.
next for
Thank
you?
you.
What is next for you? Anything coming up?
Yes, I'm going to Accra tomorrow for
Right.
First Stack Africa 2025, and you're all invited. And if you can't make it there personally, don't worry, I'll be sending you updates. First Stack Africa, see you there.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mbamboyo. I could come the first time, but I'm head of titles on project here. But of course, I'm doing online and all
All
that.
right.
You know,
Thank you
if
so much.
yes, if I will have a link, and also restream it.
Yes, 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 definitely. All
So
right.
thank you very
Thank
much,
you, everyone.
everybody. Please don't forget to subscribe to the Kingsley Omoefe TV for more insider tips, and join us next week on the Nollywood Conversation for bigger, more inspiring, and more insightful content. Thank you very much, and God bless
Thank you.
you.